And a guy who sits among the best is Dan Jedlicka, auto editor for the Chicago Auto Show, a guy who gets to drive all these gorgeous automobiles. Daniel?
Well, Bob, no matter how gorgeous the heart of any car is its engine, and that's true whether we're talking about a Ferrari or a Chevrolet Cavalier. Now, most people never used to think about engines because there wasn't much to think about. Those wanting lots of power routinely ordered the good old V8. Those after the best fuel economy ordered a 6-cylinder engine or a 4-cylinder. You didn't expect much performance with a 4 or 6, but those days are gone forever. Today we have 4 and 6-cylinder engines providing lots of power and good fuel economy. The V8 has gone the way of the dodo bird. Automakers are building smaller, lighter cars that are more economical than the old ones, and being lighter, they don't need the big old V8 for good acceleration. But here's where many get confused. Unlike the old days, there are a variety of 4 and 6-cylinder engines. For example, the Pontiac Sunbird is a standard 4-cylinder and a turbocharged 4-cylinder. But what's a turbocharger? You don't have to be a mechanic to understand. Just picture it as a small fan that blows more fuel into engine combustion chambers to provide more power for better expressway merging and highway passing. Other cars with turbocharged 4-cylinder engines include the Ford Thunderbird Turbo Coupe and the brand new Chrysler LeBaron GTS Turbo. Speaking of 4-cylinder engines, consider the one in Toyota's Corolla GTS. It has 4 valves per cylinder instead of the usual 2 per cylinder. Like the turbocharger, the extra valves enable the engine to develop more power because it breathes more efficiently, like an Olympic runner. Fuel injection replaces the carburetor on many American and foreign cars, and that's another big change from the old days. It's a good change. With fuel injection, an engine is more efficient. Of course, there still are a few cars available with V8s, but these V8s are much smaller than they once were. The Cadillac V8 has a displacement of 249 cubic inches, and that's only half as big as the Cadillac V8 of the 1970s. And unlike the old Cadillac V8, the new one is mounted transversely in the front-wheel drive Cadillac Sedan DeVille. That's a fancy way of saying that it sits sideways in the engine compartment. It's mounted this way to provide lots of interior room. You don't have the engine intruding into the passenger compartment. Turbocharging, 4 valves per cylinder, overhead camshafts, fuel injection. Don't let any of these items confuse you, but if you're still confused, at least know the cars you see at the auto show are much more efficient than they were in the days of the good old big V8.
Yeah, well, that's good news. Thanks, Dan. Look for the column in the Sun-Times.